Hello, Calysta here with Yoga. In today's video, I'm going to break down the magic of the breath, or the pranayama as it's called in Sanskrit. So breaking down the word pranayama, prana means energy and ayam means to control. So to control the energy. Now the most known part of the yoga practice are the physical poses themselves. So the chaturangas to downward facing dogs, to warrior twos, to forward folds. And when we allow ourselves to connect the breath to the physical postures, that's when all the magic happens in yoga. That's where we get all of the benefits. We balance the mind, the body, the spirit, and we allow ourselves to find more fulfillment out of our practice, which when practiced regularly helps to bring that fulfillment into your everyday life. And so by slowing down the breath, we're allowing ourselves to calm our mind. So it's great if you feel a little bit maybe ungrounded or emotional, or you have anxiety about something. That's a great time to bring the breath work into your life outside of yoga. It doesn't have to be only on the mat. And the breath also helps to strengthen our respiratory system and calm our nervous system, and also to reduce cravings. So think of cravings as any distraction that take your mind and concentration away from really the goal that you have put in front of yourself. And so in this video, I'm going to talk about 4 different breathing techniques, and hopefully you can use these on and off of the mat. So to break down the first breath, the first one I'm going to go over is our full yogic breath, or 3-part breath. So we're going to find ourselves in a comfortable seated position. You can be on your mat, you can be in your bed, you can be in a chair, totally up to you. We're just going to find somewhere where we can be comfortable and still. So sitting up tall wherever you are. And when to do this breath, it is a highly efficient breath that brings about a sense of peace and calmness to the mind and body. It's also a great building breath as we work our way into Ujjayi, which we're going to talk about that breathing technique after this one. And so the 3-part yogic breath is done by inhaling through the nose while isolating your inhale to 3 parts of the body, and exhaling through the nose. We're going to isolate the 3 parts in the same pattern. And so to start, we're going to take an inhale through the nose, and the first point is going to be at the lowest part of the belly that you can find air in. Think underneath your belly button, and I'm pointing at it like that'll help us figure out where it's supposed to be. So as we inhale through the nose, we start to take that inhale into the belly and really filling the belly with air as much as we can. As you start to inhale further up that spinal column, we find our way into the second part, which is going to be the abdominal area where the rib cage is. So we're going to expand the rib cage with the breath, continuing the same inhale. Next part of the body, we're going to find it in the chest, in the lungs, and filling the lungs as much as we can so the sternum starts to push its way forward. And as you exhale, we're going to exhale through the nose in that same pattern. So you're going to exhale lower belly first. All the air in the belly is going to release, and then we're going to start to work our way up to the abdominal area, releasing that rib cage, and then coming back into the lungs. Lastly, all of the air releases out the lungs. That's one complete inhale and exhale. So let's try one together. Feeling free to close your eyes if it helps to connect to the breath a little bit. It is a little bit, you have to be a little bit disciplined with finding these areas and sending your breath there. So to start, let's take that first inhale through the nose, filling the belly, keeping that inhale going, filling the abdominal area, rib cage expands. It's hard to talk and do this, so let's hopefully get it down together. And finally, you make your way into the chest, shining your sternum forward. And you're ready to exhale. Start at that lower belly, pushing the air out of the belly, releasing the air from the rib cage, from the abdominal region, and finally all of the air extends out of the lungs. Finding a couple times with that breath to get used to it. Again, that will bring a sense of peace and calmness into your day, into whatever moment you need it to. The second breath that we're going to talk about is the most popular probably, and that is the Ujjayi breath. And this breath is referred to as the breath of victory, and it is so powerful throughout our yoga practice when done properly or off the mat as well. So the Ujjayi breath helps to bring mental clarity and focus in our day. It helps to calm the organs. It improves memory, skin complexion, activates our thyroid, and on an emotional level, it helps to release some of those feelings, those emotional feelings maybe that we're holding on to that we need to let go of. And when you want to think inhales and exhales, you can think of the inhale as drawing in those powerful energy centers into your body. And as you exhale, you're sending them out into the world. So remember the balance between prana and yama, which is controlling the breath. And so the ujjayi breath is going to be an audible inhale and exhale done through the nose. And as you inhale, try to think that your throat is involved in this breath. That's where the audible sensation comes from. And you're really smiling the back of the throat. So close your eyes. Let's take a breath in through the nose, nice and audibly. All the way to the crown of the head with this breath. It moves along the spinal column. And then exhale, starting at the crown of the head down through your nose, nice and audibly again through that throat. Let's do one more together, breathing in through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. It's called sometimes in our practice the Darth Vader breath or the oceanic breath, just for how it sounds when it's coming out of the nose in that throat area. So again, practicing Ujjayi breath can help bring peace into your moment, into your practice, and also just has so many benefits. So never shortchanging your practice by skipping out on the Ujjayi breath. Again, that's where the alchemy comes from, if you will, in this practice. And the next breath that we're going to talk about is called Nadi Shodhana pranayama, or alternate nostril breathing. And this one is great at balancing the hemispheres of the brain, the right, the left side, the yin and the yang, and really just bringing balance into your life. It's good to do this posture, or to do this breath after maybe at the end of the yoga practice, when you need to kind of just calm everything down before your final shavasana pose. And again, as with all the breaths, taking this off the mat. If you find yourself in a situation that has you a little bit uprooted and you kind of just need to calm back down, ground, and find yourself back in your center in the present moment, this is where the alternate nostril breathing can come into play. And so getting the benefits from this practice, let's start by, we're going to take the pointer and the middle finger to the thumb pad. So you'll see how my hand is situated. And we're going to take the thumb and close the right nostril as you take your inhale through the left nostril. So breathe in through the left side. And we're going to switch, plugging the left nostril with the ring finger, and let your breath exhale through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Switch, exhale through the right. Continuing this pattern, balancing that nervous system out a little bit. Again, bringing the right and left sides together as you balance the right and left. As you see, when you inhale through one side, you exhale through the other, and you just take the pattern a few times to kind of come back down to earth. And the last breath that we're going to talk about is Kapalabhati breath, or skull shining breath. So this one is for purification, about bringing energy into our life, into our day. And it's done if you find yourself not wanting to put any stress on your joints with running, for example. You can really find just a breath work that will give you the same benefits. And so this one is done to also release any stagnant energy in the body. So think of it as really clearing and cleansing. And we're going to start this breath. It's almost like breath of fire if you've done breath of fire, except for the exhale is through the nose instead of through the mouth. So I don't know why, but I always like to place my fingertip or my hand on my abdominal area. As we exhale, we're going to flicker that abdominal area. That's kind of where we get that energy from. So taking an inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, begin to flicker the abs. So really forcing that exhale out the nose, and your inhale will come naturally. So let's do that one more time together. Taking the breath in through the nose. Exhale, begin. It's always good after breaths like that when you find a little bit of energy to kind of recenter. So making sure you're still seated, making sure you're still soft through the shoulders, and even coming back to like a ujjayi breath just to regather all that energy. So that concludes the video today about pranayama, and I hope that you were able to learn something new and find something that you can apply to your practice. And again, on and off the mat, ways to calm the mind and to really just get all of those crazy benefits that the yoga practice has to offer. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys soon. Namaste.